In this video, I painted an entire German army as fast as I could. This is a commission for
Scheiße!
He would like his army to be based on an M36 uniform, which was the standard German uniform worn at the start of World War II. And the standout feature of the uniform is the distinct dark green collar. There was also the additional request for muddy fields for the base, grey helmets and hats, grey/brown pants, black boots, full metal guns with no wood required, and as a meme, the stereotypical white skin and blonde hair. I would also like to challenge myself on how fast I can paint the entire army, so I'm gonna time myself. And to set some rules, I'm not gonna include the time I used to make a draft mini, because I need to get the color scheme right for my client before I have the green light to go ahead with the entire army. Plus, I'm not gonna time myself when I'm out of the studio, because I can't really speed paint if I'm not there. Take the mini out of the packaging, clip out the base and head. Since it's made of metal, I'll need to glue it with super glue. Prime the mini with a pre-shade to provide a natural gradient for the base coat. Since the mini will be primarily army green, I apply the base coat with an airbrush. Then I paint in the rest of the detail, dark green for the collar, grey for the pants and hat, brown, black for the boots and gun, Gilman flash for the skin. I give it a heavy brown wash for the entire mini to really emphasize a wet, muddy battlefield. Oops, I forgot to paint the hair blonde, so I went back and based it with a beige color and shaded it in with a brown wash. I used mud texture for the base, using a sculpting tool to push them into place, followed up by a heavy black wash to bring out the shadows. For a little variation, I add tufts to provide some contrast. Once I get his approval, it's time to start the speed painting challenge. Wait a minute, Warlock Games didn't provide the right bases with the Geberager squad? I can't pronounce that.
Gebirgsjäger.
So I had to 3D print some bigger bases for the LMG team, links in the description. As you can see on the box, it clearly states that there is a 2-man LMG team. It also shows them on an oval and circle base. And congratulations Warlock Games on weaseling out from false marketing. IGN 0 out of 10. Now with that rant out of the way, I can start the timer. Since I'm working with metal miniatures, there aren't many parts to cut off sprues, but there is the occasional head that needs to be clipped off the runner. But I'll still need to clean up the parts because there are bits of metal hanging off the minis. As stated before, superglue will be used to assemble the miniatures. I'll get you for this super glue. Some of the minis don't sit exactly flush along the base, so I had to flood it with super glue. The downside of using this much super glue, it takes forever to fully cure. The artillery looks somewhat complex. I'll consult with the website on how to put it together. Warlock Games, give me the right base please. It doesn't even fit on the base it came with. I had to Frankenstein bases together and make it somewhat work. Before someone crucifies me and points out how the MG team is assembled wrong, the instructions on the website suggested they be built this way. Plus, if I try to fit the ammo belt more realistically, the mini obstructs each other from fitting correctly. And there was the additional request for the finished officer to be assembled with this specific head. Assembly took 3 hours and 53 minutes, and I'm gonna pause it here, cause I'm gonna head home. Plus, this will give the superglue the opportunity to fully cure.
The next day.
Priming all the mini clocked in at 5 hours and 14 minutes. Now I start adding the main colors. Oscar requested for the officer's jacket to be black, so your wish is my command. Blocking in all the colors total up to 10 hours 57 minutes. I apply a heavy brown wash to shade in the details. To speed up the process, I use an airbrush. If you want to use this technique for your minis, it may vary for you. In my case, I had to use half a pot of wash and turn up the pressure on my airbrush. Shading clocked in at 12 hours and 47 minutes. Using such a heavy coat of wash really adds to the drying time, so to use my time effectively, I start basing the mini with mud texture, and now I'm at 15 hours and 2 minutes. Paint all the rims black, which leaves me at 15 hours 31 minutes. I then apply a heavy black wash for the base to bring out the shadows, which comes to 16 hours 33 minutes. And waiting for the wash to dry ended up at 17 hours and 18 minutes. Since these are metal minis, they are more prone to chipping, so to protect the paint, I give everything a matte varnish. This was a quick process, so that leaves me at 17 hours 22 minutes. To finish off, I add tufts to some of the minis to give the army variation. The entire project took me 17 hours and 50 minutes. This was a really fun project to do. I really enjoyed trying something new and challenging myself, but I wish the experience was smoother. Being supplied with the wrong bases for kits was a negative experience. I hope other Warlord games miniatures aren't as bad as this, because I'm interested in starting my own army in the future. Thank you for watching the video, and see you in the next one.